Hello everyone, my name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about Harlem Sweeties, written by Langston Hughes. Now, before I go into the summary analysis of this poem, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. So, this work, this poem by Langston Hughes it's very fascinating. The poem, it's describing Harlem women. Now, some people might take an offense to this. Like, if you're a woman and you're reading this poem, Langston Hughes pretty much describes women and their beauty, and he uses things like taste, sound, to really get this point across about um, the wonderfulness or the glory or the beauty of African American women. And it might just seem like he's objectifying women and just say how pretty they are, how sexually attractive they are. But this poem, it's much more than just about sex and lust and just saying how beautiful Harlem women is. Langston Hughes here, I think, from my perspective, he's just showing the beauty that exists in black women of all types. He's talking about black women from the light-skinned black woman to the darkest skinned black woman, and he's saying that's all present in Harlem, and that beauty is all present in Harlem, which is very significant because we do know in America the standard is not black women, and Langston Hughes, he goes into really thorough detail about these Harlem women and how beautiful they are, and how he uses words like cinnamon, and he uses, honestly, it's kind of like he's talking about candy and sweets and spices and things that are just a delight to mankind. Things are just beautiful to mankind. Things are just, when you eat them, when you taste them, you can't stop thinking about them, and it's just kind of like a glorious thing to be in the presence of. And he's just kind of like lifting up black women. So the male gaze is definitely in the poem, and sex is definitely in the poem, but it's not just about lust or sex or things like that. I think there's this factor of uplifting women, uplifting black women of Harlem, and just black women in general in this poem. So that's really, from my perspective, that's really what it's about. It's kind of like he's in the poem, the voice that he uses and the words that he uses. It's kind of like he's speaking to other men and just saying, just this is like a treasure chest of women and their beauty, and how wonderful they are, and this rainbow of colors and tastes and smells. And it's just a place to be, a place where you can just find women that you've never heard of, and it's all in Harlem. It's kind of like you're going into a I mean, it does sound objectifying, because he's mentioning sweet things, and it's kind of like he's describing candy. But at the same time, when you're really interested in someone in terms of being attracted to someone, sweet smells, sweet tastes, things that delight you, things that pleasure you, they do come to mind. And I mean, just look at couples who are in a deep relationship. They usually call each other by they usually create pet names, and names that focus on sweetness and pleasure and delight. So he definitely uses those elements in this poem to just really get across what he sees, and what exists in Harlem in regards to women and their beauty and their wonderfulness. So that's the poem. That's what's going on in it. That's the summary of it, and the deeper meaning of it is just that beauty that existed there, and how the standard that existed for beauty during the time that this poem was being written, the standard didn't include black women of any type. So Langston Hughes here, he includes light-skinned black women, and goes through the descriptions of all types of black women to the darkest of black women, and he describes the beauty that exists in all of them, and how it's all there. It all exists in Harlem, and all you have to do to find it is just go to Harlem, walk the streets of Harlem, and be in Harlem and be in that community. So that's my perspective on this poem. It's a very sweet poem. I think it's very clear, and it just I think by the time you're done reading it, if you're not looking at the objectifying part and the sex part, and you're just looking at the beauty part and the uplifting part, it's a really nice poem to get behind and to just read and get a good feeling out of. So yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about it, and my perspective on it. Please remember to give a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.